The Aisha Degree case remains one of the most haunting mysteries in North Carolina's history. On February 14, 2000, 9-year-old Aisha Degree disappeared from her Shelby, North Carolina home. Her parents had last seen her asleep in her bed the night before, but she seemingly left the house on her own in the early morning hours. Witnesses later reported seeing a young girl matching Aisha's description walking along a nearby highway in the pre-dawn darkness. She was never seen again. The disappearance sparked a massive search effort that uncovered a few clues. Nearly a year later, Aisha's backpack, along with some other items, was discovered buried in a wooded area in Burke County, about 26 miles from her home. Despite extensive investigations, law enforcement has not determined exactly what happened that night. In February 2025, a disturbing series of text messages and new evidence emerged in the decades-old disappearance of Aisha Degree. At the center of this investigation is the Dedmon family, particularly Lizzie Foster, née Dedmon, who was 16 years old when Aisha vanished in 2000. The investigation took a dramatic turn when a man came forward with a chilling account from the mid-2000s. At a house party, he witnessed an intoxicated Lizzie Foster make a startling declaration: "I killed Aisha Degree." Her sister Sarah immediately silenced her, uncharacteristically stern in her command to shut the F up. The witness, whose account was later supported by a past polygraph test, said Sarah's reaction that night notably deviated from her typically calm demeanor. In September 2024, text messages between the Dedmon sisters revealed their mounting anxiety. Lizzie confided in her sister Sarah about meeting with their lawyer, writing, "The theory is I did it. Accident. Covered it up." Her messages to her ex-husband exposed her deteriorating mental state as she expressed deep worry and sought medication for her nerves, convinced that things would only get worse. The investigation suggests a family-wide involvement. Given that the Dedmon daughters were minors in 2000, investigators believe their parents, Roy and Connie Dedmon, may have assisted in concealing the crime. A key piece of physical evidence, Aisha's backpack, was found 30 miles from her last known location, wrapped in sealed garbage bags, with DNA evidence linking it to Anna Lee Dedmon Ramirez, the youngest sister, who was 13 at the time. Despite the mounting evidence, including text messages showing internal family conflict about how to handle the investigation, the Dedmon family maintains their innocence. Through their lawyer, they deny any connection to Aisha's disappearance, asking the community to avoid speculation and allow law enforcement to complete their investigation. As of February 2025, while search warrants have been executed and phones seized, no arrests have been made in the case. The texts between the sisters reveal a family grappling with mounting pressure, divided between loyalty and conscience, as they debate whether to remain compliant with law enforcement or follow their father's guidance, a choice that seems to weigh heavily on them all. Here's a chronological transcription of the key text messages. September 10, 2024, from Sarah to Lizzie. "They think it's our shirt. It's not her shirt. Her mom said it wasn't hers. I don't remember that shirt. I'm scared though. Dad is probably going to be a huge suspect." September 11th, 2024, from Anna Lee to Lizzie. "Lizzie, you don't need to be talking to anyone. I'm at the lawyer's office now. They advise we should all not talk to them without representation." From Lizzie to ex-husband. "This is going to get nothing but worse. I'm talking to my doctor at 5 to get something for my nerves. I'm just so worried. So worried. I mean, it's a nightmare that's going to keep getting worse. There is no way this is going to be okay." September 12th, 2024, from Lizzie to Sarah. "I just talked to David Teddy, family's lawyer. The theory is I did it. Accident. Covered it up." Sarah responds, "No. Why would it be you?" Lizzie to ex-husband. "I feel so horrible. So horrible. IDK what to do. I caused this." Ex-husband responds, "No, you didn't." Later conversation between Lizzie and Sarah. Lizzie, "Hey, is everybody mad at me?" Sarah, "Nobody is, Lozzie. This is not your fault. September 29th, 2024. From Lizzie to Sarah. I'm just so anxious about, what's going on behind the scenes. What are they doing now? What's going to happen to me since I wouldn't talk to them? I'm afraid it's going to get worse. Well, he told me it's going to. Final exchange. Sarah. I know, girl, I'm a disaster. I think if they come at you again, you just go and be compliant. That's what I'm planning on doing. Lizzie. I think so too. Honestly, I want to do what Dad says, but damn. Sarah. It's not worth our mental health. Just hearing about your situation has made me a disaster. Hearing about it. Lizzie. Oh, I'm sorry. Sarah. I just can't even imagine going through that. Lizzie. But you all have dealt with other stuff that I haven't. The text messages revealed in the Aisha degree investigation provide a haunting window into the psychological state of the Dedmon family, particularly Lizzie Foster. The exchanges paint a portrait of a family system under immense psychological strain, with multiple layers of complex emotional dynamics at play. At the core of these messages is Lizzie's deteriorating mental health. Her communications reveal someone in the midst of a severe anxiety crisis, actively seeking medical intervention for her nerves. Her language is marked by catastrophic thinking, with repeated assertions that things are going to get nothing but worse, and declarations that there is no way this is going to be okay. These patterns of thought suggest someone grappling with overwhelming emotional distress and possible depression. The family dynamics revealed in these messages are particularly telling. There's a palpable undercurrent of collective pressure and secret-keeping, with a clear patriarchal power structure centered around their father. Lizzie's statement, "I want to do what Dad says, but damn," reveals the internal struggle between familial loyalty and personal conscience. The siblings, particularly Sarah and Lizzie, demonstrate strong protective behaviors toward each other, suggesting shared trauma and collective coping mechanisms. Throughout the exchanges, Lizzie exhibits strong indicators of guilt, most notably through direct self-blame, with statements like, "I caused this." In response, her sister Sarah assumes a protective, reassuring role, repeatedly insisting, "This is not your fault." This pattern of interaction suggests a long-established dynamic where the siblings provide emotional support and validation to each other in times of crisis. The messages reveal sophisticated coping mechanisms within the family system. There's evidence of avoidance behaviors in dealing with authorities, coupled with strong emotional dependency between the siblings. The sisters appear to rely heavily on each other for emotional stability and decision-making support, creating a closed support system that may serve to both protect and isolate them. The internal conflicts visible in these messages are significant. There's clear tension between loyalty to family and potential moral or legal obligations. This manifests in their discussions about whether to cooperate with authorities, revealing cognitive dissonance as they struggle between maintaining family solidarity and addressing their individual consciences. From a group psychology perspective, the messages demonstrate a family-wide stress response system in action. Decisions are made collectively, anxiety is shared and managed as a group, and there's evident pressure to maintain a united front. The family appears to function as a single psychological unit, with individual members' actions and choices heavily influenced by the collective's needs and fears. The text exchanges also hint at repressed knowledge or guilt surfacing under pressure, particularly when considered alongside Lizzie's earlier reported admission at a party. This suggests that the psychological burden of long-term secret-keeping may be reaching a breaking point, with family members showing signs of increasing strain under the weight of their shared circumstances. What they mean for the case. These text messages reveal several deeply concerning patterns that would be significant to any criminal investigation. The most striking element is Lizzie Foster's apparent consciousness of guilt, demonstrated through her explicit statement, "I caused this," and her palpable anxiety about the situation getting worse. Her need for medication to handle her nerves suggests someone buckling under the psychological weight of concealing significant information. The family's coordinated response is particularly telling from an investigative standpoint. We see Anna Lee immediately directing Lizzie not to speak with anyone without legal representation, indicating an orchestrated approach to managing law enforcement contact. This kind of coordinated behavior often suggests prior preparation and agreement among family members about how to handle police inquiries. Perhaps most incriminating is Lizzie's direct reference to her lawyer's theory. The theory is, "I did it. Accident. Covered it up." This statement, combined with the discussion about a shirt that they think is ours, and Sarah's immediate concern about their father becoming a huge suspect, creates a pattern of statements that strongly suggests knowledge of the crime. The evidence of obstruction is clear throughout the messages. Family members are actively coordinating their responses to law enforcement, weighing whether to cooperate and showing signs of previous agreements about what to say or not say. The tension between being compliant and following their father's instructions is particularly noteworthy from an investigative perspective. The family dynamics revealed in these messages are especially significant. There appears to be a strong patriarchal control structure, with the father maintaining influence over how the daughters respond to law enforcement. The sisters' discussion about what we originally wanted to do suggests previous plans or agreements that were altered, possibly under their father's direction. The timing of these messages is also crucial to the investigation. They coincide with increased law enforcement activity and demonstrate the family's awareness of developing investigation details. Their discussions of specific events and dates align with the investigation timeline in ways that suggest intimate knowledge of the case. From a law enforcement perspective, these messages strongly indicate not just knowledge of the crime, but a long-term family effort to conceal information from investigators. The particular focus on protecting their father while managing their own involvement suggests a complex web of familial loyalty and possible criminal complicity that would warrant further investigation. The text exchanges paint a picture of a family under increasing pressure from law enforcement scrutiny, with cracks beginning to show in their unified front. This kind of communication pattern often precedes a breakthrough in long-term investigations, as family members begin to weigh their personal welfare against family loyalty. So what do we know about Roy and Connie? Roy Lee, 80, and Connie Dedmon, 74, are the current residents of 621 Cherryville Road. Roy's professional background includes serving as a headmaster at a controversial segregationist school that operated after desegregation, while Connie ran the Northbrook Rest Home, though its 1990s location was eventually condemned and shut down. Their legal history shows some concerning incidents. Roy was charged with simple assault in 1998 while residing at the Cherryville Road address. In 2012, he faced animal neglect charges for starving a horse, though these charges were ultimately dropped due to an improperly executed search warrant. The couple has 3 daughters who are now in their late 30s, with their oldest being 41. Roy's property holdings are extensive, including several properties in Shelby, with some undeveloped land and a secluded property in Casa. They maintain connections to A.V. Dedmon Trucking. Their business operations are noteworthy in relation to their location. The route to their assisted living facility required early morning travel via Highway 18, which passed by Asia Street. Similarly, their trucking company's route to Morganton, where Aisha's backpack was later discovered at a construction site, also traversed Highway 18 past Asia Street. The property itself is situated approximately 4 miles from Aisha's former home, about a 7-minute drive away. The night of February 14, 2000 holds secrets that may never fully come to light. While we might learn who was responsible, the fundamental mystery remains. Why would a 9-year-old girl leave her warm home on a cold, rainy night? The text messages between the Dedmon sisters, while revealing guilt and involvement, never explain this crucial detail of Aisha's story. The physical evidence trail presents its own puzzles. The backpack, discovered 30 miles away in Burke County, wrapped carefully in garbage bags, raises questions beyond simple disposal. Why preserve evidence rather than destroy it? The mysterious shirt referenced in the sisters' texts remains unexplained, as does the significance of the chest-deep hole mentioned in search warrants. Perhaps most perplexing is the apparent randomness of the connection. Search warrants specifically state that Roy Dedmon had no known ties to Aisha or her family. This seemingly random intersection of lives defies explanation. How did these paths cross so fatally that night? The role of Russell Underhill adds another layer of mystery, with his DNA found on items in the backpack, yet he died in 2004, taking his secrets to the grave. The family's text messages reveal a complex web of guilt and fear, but leave crucial gaps. What was the original plan Sarah references? What special instructions did their father give that weighed so heavily on their decisions? The messages show a family fracturing under pressure, but never fully explain the mechanisms of their 24-year silence. Most hauntingly, even if we learn who took Aisha's life, we may never understand the exact sequence of events that led a young girl to step out of her home and into darkness. These questions would continue to echo through the community, reminding us that sometimes even solved cases leave wounds that never fully heal.